Hello my friends, how are you today? I'm Andreas from Motorfanatics and welcome to a new video. First of all, I have to apologize for not uploading a video last week, but I was sick. Sorry guys. But today we are going to work on the trunk to finally finish the paint job of the trunk. Get it done and hopefully don't return to it. Then we go back to the front, which is obviously far more exciting and far more interesting, and take the engine out again. Bummer. But we have seen everything we needed to see, and now we have to take a look how we want to protect the engine harness and other parts in the engine bay from the heat from the turbocharger manifold. And we only can do that, or probably only can do that, when we remove the engine. So we will do that. So let's get started. Now we're at the wrong side of the car again. You guys will remember our beautiful trunk. It still has a few goose bumps, and still, although it looks very shiny, no clear coat on it. That's why we're going to sand it with 800 grit sandpaper just to get rid of the bumps, and later on apply a little bit of clear coat. Here we go. In the meantime, I sanded my ass off. It's marginally better now. I touched up a few spots here and there. As you guys can probably hear, the small flamethrower is already running again. That's because I'm heating up the clear coat. And while the first layer of clear coat will dry, we will go back and work on the front. I probably have mentioned it, or probably have forgot to mention it last time, about heat shielding in this area, because there will be a lot of heat down here from the manifold, from the turbocharger, from the lines, from the wastegate, and unfortunately this control block of the anti-locking brakes and the main engine harness right down there. Oh boy. Where is it? It's hidden beneath the bracket. Can you see it from there? There you can see it. Here it runs all the way on the frame here, on the frame right. That's currently, oh wait, I said oh wait and the camera stopped. That was not what I meant. I was going to say oh wait, I can take this line away. You guys can see better now. And I need a heat shield. And heat shield? Bull crap, I need a heat shield. And this heat shield will need to cover the hoses here, so the backside and the AC lines. It will need to cover the control block and of course the harness. So the big question is, how do I do that? I could manufacture a whole new heat shield that covers everything, or I could heat wrap every line separately. At the moment I'm thinking more about CAD, cardboard aided design. Put a shield that goes down here in a slight angle, has a 90-degree angle here, and just works. But there are a few lines missing to know how well it will work. The unfortunate part is, this is all of the aircon system I could find. That's one heat wrapped hose, which damaged heat wrap, which will go on the firewall, should be going on the firewall because it has one of the big plugs, and the other side will go to the climate compressor, which is sitting down here. Depending on where the line runs, I have to change the heat shield I might build. All in all, it's probably easier to buy, well, heat wrap for the hoses. That sometimes happens, guys. You've got a plan, you've got an idea, and while preparing you notice the other way would probably be the better way. So what I'm going to do now is order heat wrap for hoses and for wiring harnesses, and some self-adhesive heat foil. That's probably the plan for now. And then when the engine is out, I can wrap everything, glue everything, and we make it look nice and shiny. Damn you, air condition. Damn you. Why is there always something missing? Are you guys seeing something I don't?
A few moments later.
Maybe it's in the back, in the forbidden bucket. We'll see. From that change of plans to the back going according to plan. The last layer of clear coat is on. That's how it will look from now. You probably will have seen a few specks of dust, and that's, well, let's be honest guys, it's not nice to say the least, but it's my own fault. Then because no matter how often you get rid of dust, of specks, of dust, of anything, when you start painting stuff, and especially when you start painting cars in a dirty environment, like for example this workshop, chances are almost 100% that this will impact your paint job. If you have the chance, do it in a proper painting booth, or at least in an inflatable one. These things are really worth their money if they stay inflated and if they arrive, and do it like that. Get a proper coat, get a proper mask. There's so much paint on it, it will probably not rust the next 10 years. I hope. I really do. Because I want to drive it someday. Or maybe just a hose. And we're out. I wish it was always that easy. What a shame. Oh boy. Here we go. You can? Yeah, what can you? You can see that this is in line for the air condition because of the special connectors, plugs, or what you ever want to call it. And now we're back to the aircon. We already knew about this, and we found this, and it should now work. Everything should be there. This obviously will be mounted in the front. This will be mounted right down here, and then we have another mount going, now it's not, it's a flex, semi-flex aluminum tube going to the compressor of the aircon from the condenser. That should be all the parts we need. With our mind at rest for now, we can go back to this wonderful car without its engine and can start to measure how many heat wraps and how much self-adhesive heat shield foil we need. So, how we are going to measure the engine bay and how much heat wrap and self-adhesive heat foil we need. We are going to make a little template for that. Roughly 10 by 10 centimeters. It does not need to be perfect at all. And it doesn't need to be 10 by 10. You can choose any size you like, but later on should be able to multiply it without much hassle. Didn't cut all the way. That's a tough piece of cardboard. Or a junk blade on that knife, I don't know. So we need our 10 by 10 centimeter square, a sheet to write stuff on, here we go, guys. As we know, this will be the corner where the turbocharger sits, round about right here, as we noticed while test fitting the engine. So we have a few parts to worry about. First of all, the inlets from the heater core for the water exchange, then from the air conditioning, and then probably from the anti-lock brake, rev, cluster, body, thingamajig, whatever, and our wiring harness. First thing we obviously could do, can do, will do is wrap our exhaust manifold and put a diaper, a heat shield diaper, onto the hot side of the turbocharger. Nonetheless, a lot of people are using self-adhesive heat shield, and I am currently looking into how much of this I would need. That's where this square comes in handy, because instead of measuring, guessing, maybe having an educated guess, or worst case having a far off guess, I can just use this tiny little piece and go on piece by piece how much I would need. So that's 1 square, 2 squares, 3 squares, 4 squares, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. 30 times 10 by 10 centimeters. The next thing is the heat wrap for the wiring harnesses, the parts of the wiring harness, how much we need there. And there's not only of importance how much we need, but it is of importance too which diameter, how thick the harness is. Got this measuring tape so I can have some more or less educated guesses. It's around about 30. You always want to have a little slack, maybe because the wiring harness gets thicker and thinner on some spots, or maybe later on you want to add another wire, so always have a little slack. First of all, 30 diameter, so we later on know what to order. And here you already could use a smaller one, but why? The smaller ones are slightly cheaper, but it's not really necessary, at least not in that size. If you want to heat wrap something that's 10 centimeters in diameter, you probably should buy as small as you can. With those small sizes, it doesn't really matter. Damn, I forgot where I was. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, let's say 2 meters. It's always better to have too much than to not have enough. 200 centimeters. So, where did I get that from again? That's pretty much it. In addition to that, some heat wrap for the exhaust manifold. I should have become a lawyer or a doctor with that handwriting. And a turbo dye pump. These are just the bare materials. You will need some clamps, you will need some other tools. Yeah, actually it's just clamps. Forget what I said. We need clamps to fix the heat wrap on the exhaust manifold. And probably for the turbo diaper as well, depending on what turbo diaper we use. 30 squares, 10 by 10. Just calculate that in square meters. And 30 diameter heat wrap tube, 2 meters of it. And that's pretty much it. So guys, here you have it, in my wonderful handwriting. And that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like, share and subscribe. And we see each other next time. Bye bye. Whee!